Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to explore a new feature in LuBan. It is called Grid. The feature is motivated by a video that I saw on social media. So let's take a look at the video first.
And they're quite similar, except this time I angled all the walls just right to cancel out perspective convergence to make the parts disappear even more. It does take some skill to line up the part just right, but it's super satisfying when you do, and I think it's especially...
As you can see, the structure is composed of many planes of walls, which I call grid. When you view the structure in one direction, it disappears. And when you view it in other directions, you will see the full 3D structure of the object. And this is what we are going to do in the new feature. We are going to convert any 3D model into a grid structure similar to the one that is shown in the video. Let's get started. Start LuBan software. Then we can generate a 3D shape. I will use a torso for example. So I can increase the torso vertices to 70. Any number is fine. I just want to get a smoother surface. Then I'll go to mesh, LuBan function, set it to millimeter, set the method to grid. Okay. In the grid function, we have several controls. The thickness controls the plane thickness of the grid. If I change it to 5 millimeter and hit the enter key, it will be thicker. To get the effect that you see on the video, I recommend you use a small thickness so that the grid object can be hidden when it is viewed from a specific angle. Then you can set the angle in X and Y directions. On Windows platform, I can just click on this value and press up and down key to change the value. On other platforms such as Macintosh, you have to click the arrow key. As you can see, the grid direction along x-axis is changed, so it is rotating this way. Rotate in y direction. Wait. If I press the tab key, it will go to the y direction. And I can also rotate. And similarly, I can rotate with respect to z-axis. Okay, that's the z-axis rotation. You can orient the grid structure in the grid cutting planes in any directions. And you can also increase the number of layers in X and Y. To get a fairly decent grid structure, this needs to be a dense grid. So your original model is in the grid, and when you are satisfied with the density of the grid, you can just click Save Model. Okay, this is our structure. Okay. When you view the structure in one direction, like in this direction, it will appear to be disappeared. Okay. It is not fully disappeared because we are using so if I turn on the edge display, it is not fully disappeared because we are using perspective viewing mode. You can change it to orthogonal. So the keyboard shortcut F1 toggles between orthogonal and perspective projection. If the object is reasonably small, like the one shown in the video, it is held in one hand, and you look at it from a distance, the viewing light rays are mostly parallel, and that is orthogonal perspective. So I click this, it becomes orthogonal. In orthogonal mode, it's easier to hide all the planes, and I'll turn off the edge. So that's what you see in this specific direction. In other directions, you just see the original shape of the structure. I'm going to open another model to give it a go. Close the model and then open. We can use any model. So I'll use a horse, for example. The horse model, as you can see, the units are very small. So it's probably initially in meters or something. Go to LuBan, click OK. In the default size, the model is too small and you start to see artifacts. Let's increase the model size to 200 in Z direction. And our model is hidden inside. Okay. I'm going to set all the angles to 0. Okay, that's our model in the grid. The grid is much bigger than the model because I want to make sure when the grid is rotated, it is still fully covered. It still fully covers the model. And the extreme case is a cube. If our model is a cube, then the corners has to be covered by the grid, even when it is in a rotated orientation. In this example, I'm going to increase the layers a bit more. Okay, this is the increased grid. And then I'll click Save Model. Takes a little while to process. The legs of the horse is fairly thin, so you see parts of the grid structure disconnected. That could happen if the density is not high enough. If we further increase the density, if we increase it to 50, for example, in both directions, I think we are going to get a fully connected model. Okay, that's the model. And depending on the orientation and the original structure, the original shape of the model, you may print this structure without using any support. And ideally, we don't want any support when printing a grid structure. In the export folder, this is what you get. The grid STL is the export model. Okay. The FGD FGS, this is a pair of LuBan specific file used to save the environment and all the color rendering settings. It is only accessible by LuBan software. MuSetting.txt are the settings that you used in this project. Project FID tells LuBan which method you have used in LuBan. So you can retrieve the old project through the project FID file in one click. And lastly, we save the source mesh model, which is the original STL, horse STL. And even the scale is in the original scale. That is all for this feature. I hope you like it. Thank you very much.